Hi everyone, this is Jen and I'm here with the ASC Supplies Design Team project, and this is the 6x8x3 inch mini that we're doing. That is the Ciao Bella Wizard Academy paper line, and we're nearly done, so let's do a few pages. So I put a little G here because this is green. I started going through green, brown, and the last page is green. I wanted to make sure I had enough to get through. So on this page, we're going to leave this one plain. We'll find a neat green just image for that one. And then on this side, I cut this paper to 6 by 7, and I scored it on the 6-inch side. And this is going to be a flap, a big flap, nearly another page. And we're going to set him right in here. You want to make sure you don't cover up that seam, or you will have issues. Okay, and then these two are little pockets that I cut wrong from before. So these measure 5.5. Well, they measured 6 before I scored them by 2.5 or 2 3/4. So 6.5 by 2 3/4, and score on the long side, and that is going to be a pocket. And we're gonna need this. If I haven't already said it, head on over to ASC Supplies on Etsy, asccraftsupplies.com. Use Scrapping Posh 10 for 10% off your normal price purchase, and I will link all the other tutorials below. If you're just getting into this now, I do step-by-step, very slow process tutorials for these mini albums, so you don't miss a beat. Come on. So using my Ultra Bond adhesive here. And again, stay away from that seam on that side, line them up with the outside. And we just put glue on the bottom there. And then this one, it's going to be a double pocket. So once he's stuck, we're going to, this is the same thing, 5.5 by 2 3/4. And we're going to take our scissors and cut a little diagonal off of these two sides that are scored. And then you have your choice. You can make small pockets, or you can make the pocket the length of both of the pockets by not gluing the bottom down. And that's what I'm going to do. So we can just put glue or tape on the outside of this pocket on the scored sides and slide that right under. And hold that down. And now you have one pocket that goes all the way down and one pocket that just goes this far. I'll show you. So this one will go all the way down, and that one is just like that. Okay, and then the next page, this is the actual page, we're going to go a flap down, just a flap down, that's all. So this was just left over from something I already cut, so I'm using up all the bits and pieces, and it is approximately 6 inches by 6 inches, and I scored it 1/2 inch. And this is going to be a flap up. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and decorate this one. Okay. Oh, again, we know this is green. So I got my green bits here. And I know I need, and the reason why I did green, brown, I know I'm going to need a full page of green for that, but I have plenty. So, but I wanted to pick which one I was going to do. I think I'll leave this, at least this one. There's 2 different patterns. I'm going to leave that for the back page. And then we can start using these smaller pieces here. I need something sizable, which that will work. I'm pretty sure I already used that image on another page. So, but I am going to cut it from this side. So this page that we didn't put anything on is 5 by 7.5. So I'm going to cut 5 from this way. 4 7/8 rather. 4 7/8. That leaves me with these. If I don't use this, I can use those cut aparts. 5 7 3/8. So I could use this image or the back side. So let's go see if we've used the stair image. Don't know if we have. Ooh, maybe I'll use it. Uh-oh, something got stuck there. That's okay. Got it off. A little refresher of what the rest of the book looks like. I'm excited to put the tags in. It should be probably the next video or the video after that. All these little tuck spots. And nothing that's horribly hard. I don't think we've done anything that's been really hard. Okay, so I don't think we've used the staircase yet. Unless it's here. No, we haven't used the staircase yet. Let's go ahead and use the staircase. I'll use all the awesome images. Again, I got my Distress Ink Vintage Photo. I'm inking all the sides. My Distress Ink pad is on its last leg. Kind of excited to get done and do some cards. I need to use my scraps, but I use Dry Fit. Okay. But I did not. I've got to use some new stuff too. Wait till you guys see my paper video. I think you guys are either going to be disgusted on how much crap I have or excited because of how much crap I have. There's 2 kinds of people in this world. Oh, that fits good. Do I have another one of those? I think let's see. This should be 12 inches. I may be able to do both. This was 5.5, right? 5.5. Let's see. So 2 3/4 by 5.5. I'm gonna cut the 5.5 first. So 5 3/8. I don't have to do that twice. 5 5 3/8. I'm down to the nitty gritty, guys. I'm keeping things like this. We're gonna do some neat things with all those little pieces. So this 5 3/8, he's gonna tuck right down inside of there. I only have to do 3 sides. Oh, the chest pieces are cool too on the other side, but I'm gonna just do the bottles. So we know he fits. We already put him in here once. Okay. Now this one we're gonna have to cut down a little bit. This should be 2 3/4, and this is just a bit bigger than 2 3/4. So I'm gonna cut him down to 2 5/8. I need a light over here. 2 5/8. There we go. Alright, he gets distressed on all the sides. I love these potion bottles, and what a great way to use them in the little pockets. You won't be able to see them all the time, but it's one of my favorite papers. Okay, and then I just need a strip for up here. Let me see if I have any long enough in my little stash. That one is, oh, it has text on it, so I don't want to use that. That one's not wide enough. I think those are the widest I have in here. Yeah, that has text on it, so those aren't going to work. And these both have text on them, so. Not that one. So we have, that one's not wide enough. Let's just use he's not wide enough. Decisions. Let's cut into this one. We'll cut, let's see, this was 5 1/2. So I'll cut this whole sheet into 5 3/8. And then I just need a tiny strip that is at least 2 inches. I didn't need to do the bottom, but that's okay. Yeah, that's the bottom. Okay. So he can slide into there. Okay, and then on the back of that, we can go ahead. This is when I cut the 5 3/8 for the pocket on the other side. We'll just go ahead and use that on this one. It's going to be not quite 7. We're going to cut it at 6 7/8, and then if we have to cut a little bit more off, we can. Dry fit. No, that looks like it was just fine. flap. That one will work. This flap measures 5 by 5.5. So this is just 5. So I'm going to cut it at 5 3/8, or yeah, 5 3/8, and then trim off that little tiny bit right there. Of course, this is the back of the cut aparts page. Originally, I'd set this aside not knowing if I was going to cut anything apart on it, but I have plenty of cut aparts to decorate, so I wasn't horribly worried about it. And then I'm going to, this is going to be probably on the back page. If not, it'll be the grid, but it'll be the same color. So instead of putting this here, we're going to use coffee dyed paper here, and we'll put this up here. So I'm going to cut this to 5 3/8. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to cut this down to 5 this way. So 4 7/8. I'm just strategically cutting here so that I have a long piece for that small page by 5 3/8. There we go. That'll go there. And I know my camera's not in exactly the right spot. I want you guys to be able to see my entire mat so that I don't accidentally have my stuff off of the camera. I'm working on that. I got a new desk that I can sit down at and or stand up at. It's an adjustable desk. I'll show you guys when I do my room tour. I got it from Amazon. It's actually linked on my Amazon. It was inexpensive. I put it together myself. It's kind of freaking heavy, I ain't gonna lie. I love that paper. But I need a bigger or a longer camera boom. So I'm on the lookout for one of those that doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Because this one's like 2 feet and adjustable, but that's not tall enough. 7.5 by 5.5. We're going to use the coffee dyed paper. So 7 3/8 by 5 3/8 is what we're cutting. Oh, I totally measured that. I think I did. I don't know what I did. Let's do that again. Glad I did that on the coffee dyed paper. So I was thinking about boom arms, and yeah, I cut it obviously not right. Okay, let's try it again. 7 3/8 by 5 3/8. I think I'm gonna take still not right. Oh, okay, so it's 5 3/4. Okay. Focus. We're gonna cut it at 7 3/8. And 5/8. This is an interesting piece of coffee dyed paper anyways. Okay, and he is a little too, I'm going to cut an 1/8 out of that. He's just a little too long. Bitty bit. And again, I'm going to commend my paper cutter. This is just printer paper, and my paper cutter just trimmed that off with no problem. It is the CutterPillar Pro. It's in my Amazon shop, linked below. 10 out of 10. I've had it for, I don't even know how long. A long time. And I've never had to sharpen a blade, buy a replacement, anything like that. I love it. There are some tips and tricks of using it if you get one. It's a self-sharpening blade, so when you use it, you kind of have to push it into the metal part. There, I like that. So that it sharpens. But okay, there's the green, and we're going to come back. We're going to put all the tags and stuff in the pockets. And now we're going to go ahead and do this page. Okay, so let's do a couple more pages, and then we will get to yeah, the front and back covers. And I did go through, Crystal had a live on Sundays. She has lives usually at around 2 p.m. She had a live, so not only did I finish the rest of the page flaps and stuff like that, but I went through and I cut some of the tags and stuff too. So I cheated a little bit, but that's okay. So on this page here, I cut a flap, and it is 5.5 by 7. It's a big flap, and we'll do it on the outside. I'm actually gonna go ahead and finish this album today, but you won't see another video. You won't see the finish of it on this video because it would be another 2-hour-long video, and I'm trying not to do that to you guys. Okay, so 5.5 by 7.5 scored along the 5.5 side to make that a 5 by 7. And then I have a pocket here, and I'm gonna put the pocket on this side of the flap, which I usually don't. Usually I put it on this side, but we're going to put it on this side. So this one is 3 inches by 8, and then I scored it at a 1/2 inch on both sides, making it a 3 by 7 pocket. And because it's a pocket, we have to seal one side. So if you aren't a member of the Facebook group, again, join it. ASC Supplies VIP group. It is linked below, of course. And everything that I use that I can't get on the ASC VIP group is linked in my Amazon store below. So, but most of the stuff is from there. Okay, so I have this flap with a vertical pocket, and then this flap is going to come from the side and go over. This one measures about 5.5. It's a little off by 6, and we scored at the 1/2 inch side. And he's going to go there. So, open. He's just going to snuggle up, and we're going to put him in the middle. And make sure it doesn't go over the seam. And that's going to assist in keeping that side shut. And then I have a belly band. I can do a belly band or a vertical pocket here. Let's go ahead and do another vertical pocket, and I'm going to put this one outside too. So, and because it's a pocket, we need to seal one side again. And this one's also 3 by 7.5. It's the same size as the other one. And these pages are brown pages. That's why there's a B there. Just trying to plan out my colors. Okay. Okay, so that is those 2 pages. And that's all we're going to do in this video. We're going to go ahead and decorate them. So this one was green, this one's going to be brown. Of course I have my little cheat code on there with the B, so I knew. And we only have green, we only have this brown page and then one more brown page. So we're getting to the nitty gritty here. And we're at the nitty gritty paper too. Okay, so I have some that aren't long enough here. Let's see. But they may be long enough for there. Look at this flap first. I don't think any of my chunks of paper here are big enough for him. This one. And I'm going to check. I don't think any of my maybe, just maybe, one of these is, oh, this one's big enough. Okay, all right. That's good. Ooh, which side? I think this side. I like this side. So I'm going to cut him at I wanted to use this side. Chance that I may be able to use this too on one of these. Move this out of the way. He is getting pretty chunky too. You want to slide that down into the pocket. Okay. So now this is 6 7/8. I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this. So I'm going to cut off, maybe a little bit from the bottom and a little bit from the top. And then I want to keep the cat in there. This is 3 inches. So I need to hit at 2 7/8. I'm going to take off a little bit on this side. And a little bit on this side. And 6 7/8 is going to be a little from the top. And a little tiny bit from the bottom. Again, this little silver I'm throwing out, and this one I'm keeping. And he will fit right there. And I know I've used this image before, but I don't mind. It's one of my favorites. Actually, I don't think I've used this image before. I'm going to use this image on the front. And it's the 12 by 12, so it'll be different. Love that I got to use this. Okay, and then the back is going to be 6 7/8 by 5. So I'll use, he's not quite big enough. I think I'll just use this one. I know I haven't used this one very much because I like this design so much. Maybe I should use this one. Maybe I should use Decisions. We'll use this one because I like it. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. 5 inches, 6 7/8. Okay. He's going to go on here. Dry fit complete. I also took some of my smaller scraps and punched out tabs. I'm hoping that my little distress thing is going to last through the album. All sorts of stuff falling off of it. Okay, here. Alright, we have a big panel. And I only have one piece of paper that is going to fit that. So my other ones are going to have to make sure that it will fit, that I cut things right to make things work. So this one, I gotta make sure I measure this right. It's gonna be 5.5 by 7.5. And I think I'll use, we'll just make it all like that. So 7 3/8 by 5 3/8. Dry fit. And this is one of the cut aparts that I decided I had plenty of cut aparts and I need more pattern paper. I'm really excited that I'm like going to use all the pattern paper on this. I will not have to figure out what I'm going to use my scraps on or how I'm going to use my scraps. I guess that's what I should say. Alright, there is that, and then I have this book page. This will fit, I think, the best of all my scraps. And I'll put it on this side. So this one measures, so hard to get the ruler in here, 5 by 6. I'm going to cut this at 5 3/8 by 5 7/8. Try. Oops. Oh, definitely. Oh, it was. I did 5 3/8. So it's supposed to be 4 and 4 7/8. That's what I did wrong. No biggie. Dry fit. Good. I don't know that I have any more that are 4 7/8 by 5 7/8, so I may have to add another pocket or something so it fits. Okay, so let's look through. Let's see what I have here. The other thing I could do is do a, yeah, no, I definitely don't have anything that wide. The other thing I could do is I could use just the coffee dyed paper, or I can do a quilted page. So let's do this and then we'll deal with the quilted page. So this that I did not use over there, let's go ahead and use it here. This page is 7.5. So I'm going to cut that at 7 3/8, and we'll do a quilted page on the back of that one, and I will show you how to do that. I was either going to do it in the some of the pockets and tags, or if I ran out, I was going to do it on a page. So for now we'll do it on a page. This slides down in the pocket and line it up, leaving about a 1/16 of an inch before the gusset. Okay, and then this one should be 3 by 7.5. So well, that one's almost big enough. He is not big enough. He is not the right direction. He is not big enough. Big enough. Short and stubby. Let's see. Wrong direction. He's the right direction. He'll fit. We'll use him. 2 7/8, which is already apparently cut there, by 7 3/8. Apparently it's already the exact right size. Didn't have to cut anything. Like I already cut it. Here we go. All right, and then this one we're going to do the paper quilting technique, and this was 6 by 5. So I'm going to cut a piece of black paper 5 7/8 by 4 7/8 and put this aside. I did go through all 25 pieces of my 12 by 12, so I grabbed some textured 8.5 by 11 to do some of my tags and stuff. I got through everything in the album without, but all the tags and stuff I'm going to need. Okay, so I'm going to dry fit this. I'm glad I started talking and stuff. Let's see. I think I'm just an inch too big. 5 7/8 by 4 7/8. 5 7/8 by 4 7/8. See, I was too big. Okay, so okay, and he fits there with a 16-inch border. And we're going to paper quilt. So I'm going to take my longest scrap and it's going to go across the whole sheet. So you can use like a big score tape, you can use glue. I just load up my card base with ATG, and then if I need any, like to put any down extra, like I'll have to glue the corners and stuff. So I'll go ahead and do this one. Here. A little bit of glue on that corner. So I'm going to take my longest scrap, or any scrap that goes the length, and go all the way across. And then you take all these little tiny pieces that you have. You can ink them separately. I'm not doing that. I am going to ink them just the edges. Some of the edges are already inked, but this is a great way to use up these little tiny scraps. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like throwing them away. And we start from this side and about in the middle. It doesn't have to exactly be in the middle. And then you do the same on this side. And you just line up your flat edges together. And then once you get those pieces in, you can start building to the sides. So that one goes this way, and then your next one over here is going to go that way. And then this is why I keep all my scraps this way. And as long as they get all the way to the edge, that's all you need. So you get to use all your little tiny scraps. You can use the thicker ones. I wouldn't use all the thick ones in the same spot. Let's save the longer ones for the longer sides. And then here we need some glue. I just think this is a neat way to use up scraps. This piece here. And then here is a tiny piece that can go in that spot. Okay, and then we're going to start over here. We're going to go this way. make cards like this. You can use just regular color paper. Save some of the longer pieces for when I do more. Just filling in somewhere I don't have glue, where I know is going to be the end of a piece of paper. You just don't want the ends flopping up. That one's not big enough. Okay, and then when you get to a certain point, put that other paper over, you can cut off a certain point, any point. You can cut these off and you can use them again because you still have one flat edge. So as long as it's long enough, these are all usable. Oh, he is not long enough. Is he long enough to go on that side? No. So I need he is long enough. Okay, now I can use him. He's long enough. This way. This way. Using those from the other side. This one's a long one. I'm going to keep that one for more. Alright, and then you can save these or you can toss them. I'm going to say anything that small is definitely tossable. If I had like a big chunk, I may save it, but all these I think are quite disposable. And we have done our due diligence in using up all of our scraps. Okay, so that is the paper quilting technique. I will not make you sit through that again. When we do the insides of those tags, it'll just magically appear. We got lots of paper quilting potential there. Even these tiny bits we get to use. And I'm distressing the outside just like I would if it was a piece of paper. A couple of white ones in here. I think they were like the ends of the cut aparts. Okay. Now we've already dry fit it, so we just got to decide which way we want it to go on. That looks good. And if you didn't want to do all that, you can always add a pocket. Just saying. Add a pocket so that you don't need this big of a piece of paper. But it's a good way to use your stash. Okay, and that's all we're going to do today. So head on over to ASC Supplies on Etsy, asccraftsupplies.com. Use Scrapping Posh 10 for 10% off your normal price purchase. And we're nearly done. Hopefully the next 2 videos will finish this bad boy up. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye.